Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivarodhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivarodhari Yasodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Pramanande. Jayo Jayo Sri Chaitanya Jayo Nityananda Jayo Jayo Sri Chaitanya Jayo Nityananda Jayo Jayo Sri Chaitanya Jayo Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksoranmalitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sangrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sujivam Sadvaitam Savadotam Parijana Sayidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitam Shah Ek Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhano Sude Devi Pranamami Aripriye Vanchakalpatrubhyasya Kripa Sindhibhya Evecha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vande Nantadbhuteswarim Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhum Nichopyat Prasadashat Bhakti Sasra Pravartakam. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 6, text 256, chapter entitled The Liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Eduvishloka Bhakta Kanthe Ratnahara Sarvabhaumera Kirti Gose Dhaka Vadhyakhara. You want to try? Eduvishloka Bhakta Kante Ratnahara Sarvabhaumera Kirti Gose Dhaka Vadhyakhara. Eduve sloka bhakta kante ratnahara sarva bhaumera kirti gose dakka vadyakara. Eduve sloka. These two verses, Bhakta Kante, on the necks of the devotees, Ratnahara, pearl necklaces, Sarvabhaumera, of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Kirti, reputation, goes, declare, Daka, of a drum, Vadya, of the sound, Akara, in the form. Translation: these two verses composed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya will always declare his name and fame as loudly as a pounding drum because they have become pearl necklace around the neck of all the devotees. So I'm going to read few verses here till we come to the Prabhupada purport. Prabhupada purport is in text 261. Sarvabhauma Aila Prabhura Bhakta Ekathana Mahaprabhura Seva Vena Nahi Jane Hana. Indian Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became an unalloyed devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He did not know anything but the service of the Lord. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sachi Sutta Guna Dhammo E Dhyano E Japa Lai He Nama. The Bhattacharya always chanted the holy name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, son of Mother Sachi and reservoir of all good qualities. Indeed, chanting the holy names became his meditation. Ekadena sarva bhauma prabhuhage aila namaskara kare sloka paditela gila. One day, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya came before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and offering obeisances began to recite the words Bhagavan Brahma Savera Sloka Padila Sloka Se Duve Aksara Pada Piraila. He began to quote one of Lord Brahma's prayers from Srimad Bhagavatam, but he changed two syllables at the end of the word. Tate nukampam susamiksamano bunjana hivatma kritam vipakam ridvag vapubir vidhadan namaste jivaste yo bhaktipade sadayabha. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The verse read, one who seeks your compassion and thus tolerates all kinds of adverse conditions due to the karma of his past deeds, one engages always in your devotional service with his mind, words and body, and who always offers obeisances unto you, is certainly a bona fide candidate for becoming your unalloyed devotees. Purport. When reading this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya changed the original reading from Mukti Pade to Bhakti Pade. Mukti means liberation and merging into the impersonal effulgence. Bhakti means rendering transcendental service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because of having developed pure devotional service, the Bhattacharya did not like the word Mukti Pade, which refers to the impersonal Brahman future of the Lord. However, he was not authorized to change a word in the Srimad Bhagavatam. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will explain, although the Bhattacharya changed the word in devotional ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not approve it. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksuranmalitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Padasvantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sangrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Sujivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitam Sam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhano Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatrubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evecha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vande Nantadbhuteswaryam Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhum Nishopyat Prasadarshat Bhakti Sasra Pravartaka Tate Nukampam Susamikṣamano Bunjana Hivatmo Kritam Vipakam Ridvag Vapubir Vidada Namaste Jivetayo Bhakti Pade Sadaya Bhav. One who seeks your compassion and thus tolerates all kinds of adverse conditions due to the karma of his past deeds, who engages always in a devotional service with his mind, words and body, and who always offer obeisances unto you, is certainly a bona fide candidate for becoming your unalloyed devotee. So we are here reading the Madhya Leela of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's a beautiful exchange between Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the beginning, when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was not very sure about the personality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was very confused because the first time he saw him in the Jagannath temple, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to take darshan of Lord Jagannath, and Mahaprabhu fainted in the temple, and there was a watchman noticed this thing, and the watchman also was not very happy that Mahaprabhu had fainted in the temple, and somehow he was contemplating to somehow to beat up Mahaprabhu or throw him out from there. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya arrived there. He saw that a young sannyasi with a beautiful bodily future lying on the ground, and with the help of the watchman, he picked up Mahaprabhu and took Mahaprabhu to his house. In this way that later on he came to know through his brother-in-law, Gopinath Acharya, that Mahaprabhu is non different from Krishna himself, that he has taken up the Kirtan movement to spread the holy name around. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was not very convinced that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, somewhere or other from some of the conversation from Gopinath Acharya, he has got some indication that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not an ordinary person. But at the same time, he felt that the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should be reading the Vedanta Sutra. He is a young sannyasi. Instead of singing and dancing, he should be sitting and reading the Vedanta Sutra, because the reading of the Vedanta will give you a great detachment from the materialistic way of life. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was thinking, he's a young sannyasi, it is important for him to study the Vedanta so that he can become detached and he can be protected somehow. So in this way he told his brother-in-law, Gopinath Acharya, that is important for Mahaprabhu to learn from him. But Mahaprabhu giving us a very good education from this incident. And Mahaprabhu did not argue with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. In fact, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told Mahaprabhu, he says that Vedanta sannyasi sannyasya dharma nirantara karatme Vedanta sravana. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says Vedanta sravana is sannyasya dharma nirantara karatme Vedanta Sravana. Being a sannyasi, it is very, very important for you to study the Vedanta. And Mahaprabhu told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he says, Ami balaka sannyasi banda manda nahi jane tumaro astraya nilon Guru Karimani. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is a balaka, is a young sannyasi. Banda manda, he doesn't know what is good and what is bad. For that reason, Astraya, he says, I take shelter of you, you be my guru and then you teach me. There is a position Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken. And Mahaprabhu, and one day Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma went to Jagannath temple, and there Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya pulled a chair and then he let Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to sit on the chair, and respecting a sannyasi sat on the floor. And for 7 days Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was reciting the Vedanta Sutra for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So for 7 days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very silent. He never even said one word. So after the 7th day, on the 8th day, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, past 7 days I've been talking to you, I've been reading, I've been teaching you, but you never even said any single word. You've been kept silent. So I don't even know whether you understood what I've spoken or not. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Murka sannyasi, I'm a fool. So I'm not easy for me to understand all this Vedanta. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, if you don't understand, you should be telling me you're not understanding. But you just keep quiet like that, that is not very good. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I understand the real meaning of the Vedanta Sutra, but I don't understand your explanation of the Vedanta Sutra. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya on the verses of Atmarama. In this way, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became a very, very great devotee. In fact, he was the one to have sent a letter to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one time. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya wrote a letter to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the letter, he says that a businessman have come to open a shop to sell his product. And due course of time, many people have learned to do the business. And there were a lot of other shops, the same shop has appeared, come ready. And now there is no much of work for the original shop owner. So he has to close down his shop. So Mahaprabhu was reading this letter from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Mahaprabhu was laughing and laughing and laughing. So beside Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar Swami was there. And Swarup Damodar Swami doesn't understand why Mahaprabhu laughing reading this letter. So Mahaprabhu passed him the letter. He read the letter. He don't understand. He only understood that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya have sent him a letter to Mahaprabhu. In the letter he says that there was a salesman. He came to open a shop to sell his product. Now we know a lot of other people have already learned to do business, and now he has to close his shop and go away. There are many other shops already around. So Swarup Damodar Swami asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the meaning of this letter? You're laughing, but I don't understand what is the meaning of this letter. And for that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is telling me that I've come here to distribute the holy name of the Lord, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Originally I've come to distribute. Now many other people already learned how to do this work. So he says it's time for you to go back. So that is the last letter Mahaprabhu understood, and Mahaprabhu decided to wind up his pastime and go back to his own abode. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the dealing with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Mahaprabhu is giving us a very wonderful education here. In the beginning, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was not really convinced of Mahaprabhu. He didn't have that kind of a good opinion of Mahaprabhu. Then later on, by the character of Mahaprabhu, by the Vaishnava qualities, etiquette of Mahaprabhu, the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya transformed to become a wonderful Vaishnava. So in this way, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told his brother-in-law, Gopinath Acharya, he said, I like this sannyasi, he is very humble and is very meek. So I wanted to protect him. When they were having argument, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya having argument with Gopinath Acharya's brother-in-law and Mukunda Datta. Because Mukunda Datta and Gopinath Acharya are trying to establish Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gopinath Acharya says, what is the proof you're talking all those things? So he was a bit argumental. Then he says, important for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come and learn Vedanta Sutra from him. So in this way, they went and told Mahaprabhu that we are not very happy that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is talking all those things. Mahaprabhu said, why you get upset with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? He's a wonderful soul. He's only telling something to protect me. And being a sannyasi, he said, I got to be very careful. And he's like my paternal father. He's trying to protect my sannyasi ashram. So why you become very upset? In this way, Mahaprabhu showed his humility in the dealing of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So Prabhupada writes also many beautiful purport there. He said generally Vaishnavas have got a very good qualities in themselves. There are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18, Text 12, there's a beautiful verse, is there, yes, the bhakti, Bhagavati akinchana sarve gune tatra samaste sura arauha bhaktasya kuto mahatguna. There's a beautiful verse. The Vaishnavas, they have got all the wonderful qualities of the demigods. And those who are not a devotee, they don't have any good qualities because they follow the dictation of their own mind. Wherever the Vaishnavas follow what the Supreme Personality of Godhead wants him to do, whereas those who are not a devotee, they follow their own mind. For that reason also, Narottama Das Thakur has written a beautiful song. He says, Gangera Parasa Hoye Pasite Pavan Darshana Pavitra Koro E Tomaro Ghan. Narottama Das Thakur says that, when somebody go and take bath in the Ganga, he has to take bath many times to become purified. But just the moment of association with the pure devotees of the Lord, immediately he can transform as a devotee. For that reason only when Yudhishthira Maharaj saw Vidura, Yudhishthira Maharaj told, there is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 10, Yudhishthira Maharaj addressed Vidura. He said, Bhavad Vida Bhagavata Kirti Bhuta Swayam Vibhu Kirti Kirtani Kirtanti Swantaye Naghada Braja. He told, Yudhishthira Maharaj told Vidura that you are the very holy place personified. You carry Krishna in your heart wherever you go. So wherever you go, you make that place as a holy dham. And when Sutta Goswami came to Naimasaranya forest, there the Saunaka Rishi, all the sages were there. There were 88,000 sages were sitting there to hear from Sutta Goswami on the subject matter spoken by Sukadev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. When Sutta Goswami arrived and Saunaka Rishi, they addressed Sutta Goswami. That is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 22. He said, Twamna Sandarsito Dhatra Dusaram Nistitir Satam Kalistatum Arapumsam Karnadara Ivarnavam. Saunaka Rishi says that it is by the arrangement of the destiny that we are blessed by the arrival of your holiness. You are the captain of the ship for us to cross over the danger of the influence of Kali Yuga. So in this way, devotees, Vaishnavas, generally, they are the best human being in the world. They possess all the wonderful good qualities in their life. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatana Goswami, the ornament, the attraction of the Vaishnavas are in their qualities. There are two kinds of Vaishnavas are there. One is called Abhyandaram, another one is called Bhavyam. Abhyandaram means internally a person is a devotee. Bhavya means externally he is a devotee. Externally devotee means he has got all the ornaments of a Vaishnava, dress of a Vaishnava. He put on a dress of Vaishnava, he got tilak on his body, he got neck beads around the neck, he got chanting bag and everything. Externally he looks like Vaishnava. But internally he may not be a Vaishnava. But another one is that externally they may not look like a Vaishnava, but internally they are Vaishnava because they have got the Bhakti, Jnanam, Vairagyam. That means you have to practice devotional service with the knowledge. Not without the knowledge you practice bhakti, thinking that I'm a devotee, I can say anything I like, I can do anything I like, I can offend anybody I like, I don't care about anybody, I am the Vaishnava. So normally a Vaishnava devotee who have got the bhakti devotional service, they practice bhakti with the knowledge. They know how to properly to practice the bhakti, and they got a great detachment in themselves. They will accept whatever favorable for bhakti, they will accept. Whatever is not favorable, they can reject. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said the ornaments of the devotee, Vaishnava Lakshana. No? Very, very important for us to understand there are 4 kinds of devotees are there. This has been mentioned by Kapila Dev in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the Canto 3, Chapter 29, Text 8, 9, 10, 11. Kapila Dev told his mother Devahuti, there are 4 kinds of devotees are there. He says that Habhi Sandaya Yoyimsam Dambam Matsaryam Evava Sambrahme Bina Drigbhavam Maya Kuryate Sa Tamasa. There's a Tamasa Bhakta. Tamasa means a devotee in a mode of ignorance. A low class devotee. And what is the symptom of a low class devotee? That he is very imsa, he is very violent devotee. Nobody can tell him anything. He is very violent. He may raise the knife, he may raise his hand, he may want to fight with the devotees. Very violent. And Dambam is very arrogant. He thinks nobody is more bigger than him. Matsarya is envious to see the progress of other devotees. And Sambrahman is always in a very angry mood. Everybody very scared to talk to this person because he may get very easily angry. So Kapiladev said this is the symptom of the tamasa bhakta, those who are in the mode of ignorance. They are very violent, very arrogant, very envious, and very angry all the time. And he said there are rajasa bhakta, those devotees in the mode of passionate. Visayana bisandaya yasa aiswaryam evacha archadev arched yomam pratak bhavasa rajasa. That the devotee in the mode of passionate is that he got lot of personal desire. He wants name and fame. He wants devotee to glorify him. Oh Prabhu, you are very nice, you are very good, you are doing very well, you are the best, And maybe he got a plan to become the temple president. And he was thinking how to throw out the present temple president, occupy his post. So he has got lots of desire in the devotional service. So he is known as the Rajasa Bhakta. Karma nirharam uddhyasya parasmin vatad arpanam yajayadyasya vahiti eva pritak bhavasam sadvikam. That there are devotee in the mode of goodness. This devotee also has some interest in himself. He understands everything in my life is happening because of my karma. So somehow I have to become free from karma. So you will be chanting Hare Krishna. What is his goal? Not to attain the prem, the love of Krishna. He is chanting Hare Krishna. He want to become free from karma. He may be offering some bhoga, some food to Krishna. He's only thinking, it's not because love for Krishna, he's thinking by taking prasadam I become free from karma. So anything it does only to become free from the karma. So he also has got some interest. He's also maybe situated in the mode of goodness, but still has got his own interest. And Kapila says, Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya Nirgunasya Udaritam Ahaituki Apratihata Yasa Bhakti Purusottamam. Kapila says there are bhakti beyond three modes of nature. Lakshana means is a real ornaments of bhakti, the real attraction of bhakti. And he says that when somebody got their real devotee, and he says that they are beyond the modes of material nature. Ahaituki, they do service, everything to Krishna, but they don't have any expectation for what they are doing. Salokya saristi samipya. He says even they don't have interest in any kinds of liberation. Vinamat sevanam jane. What they have got interest, they're always thinking, how can I serve Krishna? How can I serve Krishna? Always they are interested in serving Krishna. So in this way, the devotee of the Lord Vaishnava, they become so topmost, exalted position, because their only interest is that how to please Krishna and how to give Krishna to others in the world. They don't have any selfish interest. So in this way, Sarubhama Bhattacharya became very wonderful devotee. Even though in the beginning he was not, like that, but by seeing the attitude, the character, the etiquette of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being very humble and meek, he was totally attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu behaved like a fool in front of him. And by behaving like that and letting Sarubhuma Bhattacharya to take more association, then he became a very, very wonderful Vaishnava. So those who wanted to be a good devotees, wanted to please the Lord, they should try to imbibe the quality of a Vaishnava. It's not we are just simply wearing the dress of a Vaishnava. It's not simply we are hanging around in the temple. It's not simply we are trying to sell book to the other people. It's not simply any of these things. Only way you can attract Krishna is through the quality, through the proper Vaishnava etiquette. Krishna will be attracted to the devotees. For that reason, Mahaprabhu told Sanatan Goswami about the 26 qualities of a Vaishnava. Prabhupada said whether you are good Vaishnava or not good Vaishnava, you should always check to see whether you got all these qualities or not. The chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is meant for you to develop all this wonderful quality of a devotee. The moment you exhibit the quality of a Vaishnava, many people will come and join the Hare Krishna movement. And they won't go away, they remain with you. So Mahaprabhu said, Lakshanam, the real look, real ornament of a devotee, there are 26 qualities. He said number one, he said Kripalu. Kripalu means that devotees are very humble. No? They are not very arrogant. The devotees are very humble, Kripalu. Number two, Akirta Droha. They do not waste time in argument. No? In fighting, they do not waste time. Satya Sara, devotees are always very truthful. Sama, they are equal to everybody in the world. Nidosa, number five, devotees do not find any fault on others. Vadanyaya, number six, the devotees are very magnanimous. They got a very big heart. Kripalu, Akirta Dro, Sati Sara, Sama, Nidosa, Mridu Suchi, Akinchana. Devotees are very mild. They got a very soft heart. They're not like a rock. No? Easily they will adjust to the situation. Mridu, Suchi, Akinchana, Suchi. The devotees are very clean inside and outside. They don't keep something inside and talk something else outside. They don't do that one. They're very straightforward. Mridu, Suchi, Akinchana. Akinchana means they're very simple. Simple means they're very happy with whatever position they are sitting on. They're happy with whatever they have got. Mridu, Suchi, Akinchana. Sarvopakaraka, Santa Krishna Kicharana. Number 10, Sarvopakaraka, they perform welfare work for everybody in the world. Santa, they're very peaceful. Krishna Kicharana, they surrendered their life to Krishna. That's the 12th quality. The 13th quality, Akama, Aniyastira. Akama means they don't have any desire in the world. They're happy with their life. And Aniya means they're indifferent to the material accusation of the world. Akama, Aniya, Stira. Stira means the devotees, Vaishnavas are very steady in the practice of Krishna consciousness. Vijita Sadguna, Mitabuk, Apramata. Vijita Sadguna, they completely can control the 6, unwanted enemies, the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. They can able to control the desires, they're able to control the anger, they're able to control the greed, they're able to control the illusion, they're able to control the madness, they're able to control the enmity, enviousness. Vijita Sadguna, the 16 gunas of the quality of a Vaishnava is that they're able to control the 6 enemies. Metabok, they able to control the intake of the food. Apramata, they're very sanely. They don't behave like insane. Manada, Hamani, Gambira, Manada, they always respect everybody else around. Amani, and they do not expect people to respect him. People don't respect, they don't go and demand, you don't respect me. They don't worry about this thing. Gambira, the devotee Vaishnavas are very grave. Mridu Suchi, Manada Hamani Gambira, Karuna Maitra Kavi. Number 22 quality of Vaishnava, the Karuna, they are very compassionate towards other living beings. Maitra, they are very friendly to every other people. Kavi, they speak very politely, very nicely, like a poet. And Daksha, number 25th quality of a Vaishnava is that Daksha. They're very expert. They can do anything for Krishna. You ask them to, be a temple president, they can be a temple president. You ask them to do some puja for Krishna, they will do. And you ask them to go and wash the toilet, they will do. They don't say, I'm a temple president, I don't do this thing. I'm the 8th pujari, why are you asking me to go and wash the temple? No, they never say anything. They're expert, they can do anything for Krishna. So in this way, Mahaprabhu say, Kripalu, Akirta Droha, Satya Sara, Sama, Nidosa, Vadanyaya, Mrudu Suchi, Akinchana, Sarvopakaraka, Santa, Krishna Kicharana, Akama, Haniya, Stira, Vijita Sarguna, Metabok, Apramata, Manada, Amani, Gambira, Karuna, Maitra, Kavi, Dakshat, Mauni. The last 26 qualities are Mauni, they're very silent. Even though they're very expert, they got all the qualification, but he's very silent. He never go and boast around, I'm 40 years devotee, I know so many slokas. He doesn't go and praise himself. He is very silent. Where is need to talk, he's talking. There is no need to talk, he doesn't talk. So in this way, the Vaishnavas have become the exalted, very topmost position in the world because of all these wonderful qualities. So there was a story. There was a parrot, was in the house of a devotee of Lord Ram. So this parrot, he was keeping in the cage, and every day he recite Ramayanam. So then he will chant, Ram's name. And the parrot have learned also to chant, Ram's name. He chant, Ramajayam Sri Ramajayam, Ramajayam Sri Ramajayam. So chanting. So one day he was reading the Ramayana. He read one passage. He said, anybody chants Ram's name, they become free from the prison house of this world. And parrot heard, that anybody hear Ram name, chant Ram name, they become free from the prison house of this world. But the parrot was very sad because he's already inside the cage. He's not free. So then one day the man told the parrot, I'm going to another village for 3 days. There was one big Swamiji coming to recite, Ramayanam, I want to go in here. So anything you need. And the parrot said, you please ask the Swamiji that according to Ramayanam, anybody chanting Ram's name, they become free from the prison house of this material world. But I'm stuck in the cage. When I get my freedom? Go and ask. So the man went for the program, 3 days Ramayanam he heard. And after that he came back to the house. Then the parrot asked him, so did you spoke to the Swamiji that when can I get my freedom? And the man said, I spoke to the Swamiji. For 3 days I was there, I go and talk to him. I said, my parents wants to know when he gets the freedom. And the Swamiji never say anything, he was silent. He never say anything, he was silent. Even the 3rd day before coming back, I asked the Swamiji, but he never answered your question. He was very silent. So hearing this thing, the parrot, he fainted, fell unconscious in the cage. So the man thought that the parrot was disappointed. He didn't get the answer. He thought the parrot's already left his body. So they opened the cage and took the parrot and put it on the floor. And the parrot started to fly. So the man asked, how you able to fly? And the parrot said, I learned one thing from the Swamiji. He says that silence also can give you freedom from the prison. The parrot said, always I've been chanting Ram's name, but in the same time I make a lot of other noise. I was screaming all the time, in the same time I chant Ram's name. For that reason I was inside there. But he says silent, that means silent also can deliver me. So in this way, we should understand that we are chanting the holy name of Krishna. Easy in Kali Yuga to go back to Krishna just simply by chanting the holy name. And what may stops you from going back? That, like the parrot, if you screaming something else, if you are, offending other devotees, you are looking for your selfish interest, and you are working against the Vaishnava, when you are separatist, when you got separate interests in your devotional life, then it's very difficult to go back to Krishna. But if you work for the interest of Krishna, Rupa Goswami says, Anya Bilasi Satsunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. That the real bhakti devotion is that that everything else, your jnana, your karma, every other thing becomes zero. Your only interest is that how to please Krishna, how to do everything favorable in Krishna consciousness. So in this way, being a humble, there are so much we can gain from Krishna consciousness. And Krishna made everything so nice for the devotees. Whatever you need in your life, Krishna will provide to you. Only thing you have to do is that somewhere or other, sincerely, you try to love Krishna. That's all. Krishna cannot be bought over by anything else, only by love. Anybody has got any questions?
I have a question. I don't know enough about Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
Yeah.
Can you tell me something?
Yes, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, that's there in the, we are reading in the Madhya Leela, chapter 6. So you should read, there's a lot of things there. He was a Mayavadi before this thing. He was impersonal. So when he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then He was not very convinced because, he asked his brother-in-law, Gopinath Acharya, you tell me about the sannyasi, he looks very young. And tell me about him, which sampradaya he took sannyas, what is his name? And Gopinath Acharya says that, his name is, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He took sannyas from the Kesava Bharati. And the moment he heard Kesava Bharati, then Sarubhama says that, Bharati Sampradaya is a second class Sampradaya. He said the Saraswati Sampradaya is the first class. So let me teach him the Vedantas to upgrade his Sampradaya so that he can be uplifted to the first class Sampradaya. So in this way that, he saw everything from his own perspective. So if you go and read, Madhya Lila, chapter 6, and then you will know lots of things. A beautiful conversation, pastime, went on. And he became a very, very great Vaishnava. Mm. And Mahaprabhu he did not become angry when he said, you are low-class sannyas, When even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Prakasananda Saraswati in Varanasi, Banaras, then he also told Mahaprabhu, Murka sannyasi, he said, you are full, sannyasi full, Sannyasi Vedanta Padava Dhyana. Sannyasi should be reading the Vedanta, but you are sentimentally, you are dancing, jumping and rolling everywhere. It's not the job of a sannyasi. So why you are doing this thing? And Mahaprabhu told Prakashananda Saraswati, he said, Prabhu kahi suna sripad yare karana guru more murka deki karila sasana. He said, my Guru Maharaj says I'm a fool. I cannot understand the Vedas. He told me just chant Hare Krishna. And everything is in the holy name of the Lord. So in this way, Mahaprabhu behaved, very humble way. He took a position as a humble, Vaishnava. So he able to convince, convert, the opposite party. The similar way when he met Sarubhama Bhattacharya. Sarubhama Bhattacharya was very impersonal that time. He does not believe. When the Gopinath Acharya was talking to him, Sarubhuma Bhattacharya asked Gopinath Acharya, where is the evidence? You are telling he is the Supreme Lord himself. Where is the evidence? And Gopinath Acharya quoted a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam that is there in the Canto 11, chapter 5, text 32. He said, Krishna Varnam Tisa Krishna Sango Pangasra Parsadam Yagya Sankirtana Prayer Yajante Sumedasa. There's a prediction in the Srimad Bhagavatam 5,000 years ago when Vyasadeva, compiled the Veda, and there is mentioned that Krishna, he comes in a different color. Earlier he was a black color, but he will come in the golden color to spread the holy name all around. He says, Varna Varna He Manga Varanga Chandangsi Sanyasa Krishnama Santo Nitya Santa Parayana. He quoted all these verses to Sarubhama Bhattacharya that the present age, Swarna Varna means golden color. That the Lord, will appear in the golden color, and he'll be very peaceful, and he'll be spreading the holy name all around. So he was quoting different this thing. And Advaita Acharya keep asking, where is the evidence, where is the evidence? And he says that unless you are blessed by the Lord, unless he gives you the mercy, otherwise you cannot know about him. There's a moment, there was a more closer relationship. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the mercy. Then he showed him, his four arms form, and he showed him his two arms form. In this way, he, blessed Sarubhuma Bhattacharya. So only way for us to, become a very wonderful devotee, you always should be remaining very humble and very meek. Always you should be very respectful to the other living entities in this world. So slowly you'll be uplifted. Even a person like Sarubhuma Bhattacharya, who did not believe in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he became the wonderful Vaishnava. How they can become? Because, he said, he told Gopinath Acharya, I was very attracted to the sannyasi because he's very humble. He's very meek. He's very respectful. I think I better, I protect this person. So that is how the conversation began. Yeah, Prabhu.
Maharaj, about yesterday, the person who wanted to come back to home, back without this body,
Yeah.
at the end of this body, this minimum is we have to be sannyas or definition of a sannyas, for example, detachment,
Yeah.
no get results, so such a.
Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nasi Sudra Kenana, Ye Krishna Tatu Veda Say Guru. It doesn't matter whether you are, Brahmana, doesn't matter you are sannyasi, doesn't matter you are Sudra. The moment you know the essence of Krishna consciousness, that what is the essence? Krishna is master, your servant. Then you are eligible even to become a guru in the world. So sannyasi, grihastha, all those things are bodily designation. Like a policeman, he has got one dress, Then you go to the lawyers, normally they put on a different dress. The soldiers put on a different dress so that people easily can identify them. And so similarly, all those things are external designation. For the preaching purpose, we have taken up some external designation. But internally, there is nobody, a sannyasi or brahmana, whatever. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Naham Vipro Nacha Narapati Napi Vaishya. He said, I'm not a brahmana, I'm not a Satriya or Vaishya and Sudra, I'm not a brahmachari, sannyasi, Grihastha, sannyasi or Vanaprastha. I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis who serve Lord Sri Krishna. So everybody is a servant of Krishna. The moment you identify yourself as a Brahmana, is a conditional life, your condition. The moment you identify I'm a sannyasi, is a condition. Free from condition means you understand I'm a servant, eternal servant of Krishna. So there is no requirement for you to take sannyas to go back to Krishna. No, whatever position you have got, you just have to learn to love Krishna. Now the sannyasis are being respected little bit more than the grihasthas, because the sannyasi are expected to show more detachment. To go back to Krishna, you have to develop, attachment to Krishna. You are detached from the material world. And the sannyasi normally they develop more detachment. They're more attached to Krishna. So they expected the sannyasis are more detached than the grihastha. So extra respect been given to the sannyasi. But then there are, grihasthas who are also as good as a sannyasi in the ISKCON organization. They also, very detached. They also, involved so much in the preaching work. So, even you take a Bhakti Vinod Thakur to, Prabhupada, many of them, they've been a grihastha. They've been a very good grihastha, and they have taken up, the process of Krishna consciousness totally into their heart and soul, and they preach, very nicely around. So there is no requirement for you to, become a sannyasi. But those who are, free from all other kinds of obligation, they have nothing, and they wanted to totally dedicate their life for preaching work, and they are, allowed and recommended to take sannyas, because the sannyasa ashram, it gives you a more better facility for preaching work. Because the people in the world, especially in India, they give a special, attention and respect when the sannyasis are speaking. So for that reason, the devotees, they take sannyas. Other than that, there is no requirement for you to be a sannyasi to go back to Krishna. Sannyasi means they are renounced order. Renounce means, materially, they have renounced all those things. So if a grihastha can show the symptom of renunciation, they are as good as a sannyas. Yeah? So you always identify yourself as a servant of Krishna, not a grihastha, not a sannyasi. Yeah.
What's the name for white and red incarnation? Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga.
Yeah, there is a red color, white.
What's the name for this incarnation?
Oh, I read, but I don't still remember, I read. Eh? Yeah, Prishni Garbha is there. Wait, what is the incarnation, Maybe tomorrow I'll tell you. I've got, somewhere I read, recently I read this. I'm trying to find out, the different colors the Lord comes, That there's even in the conversation also here, Gopinath Acharya will also talk, about this thing to Sarubhama. Let me find out and tomorrow I can let you know. Yeah? There's a red color, there's a white color, there's a black color. Krishna, yeah. And it comes as golden. Because Satya I think Satya he was in red color or what? Satya Treta Yuga, white color. And I think Treta Yuga he was in red color. And Dwapara Yuga he was in black color. Kali Yuga now he comes, a golden color. Tomorrow I will tell you. Let me see. I have read somewhere these details, So anything else?
Is the limitation of the detachment is instead of what is this exactly? For example,
Again, you can repeat.
detachment of the material.
Yeah.
There are so many definitions. Detachment from the in bad news, for example, very bad behavior from so many persons, or bad habitants. So many things is detachment. Uh, how is the definition of the detachment from the Bhagavad Gita?
Okay, detachment means, that you are attached to Krishna. Everything you are connecting to Krishna. When you see everything connected to Krishna, there is a detachment from the material world. When you don't connect anything to Krishna, there is attachment. That means you're connecting to yourself. The moment you say, this is my house, that means your attachment to the material world. The moment he says Krishna's house, that means a detachment from the material world. It's a very simple, very easy. When everything you identify to yourself is attachment. You identify to Krishna, there is detachment.
So many wars, so many politics, so many things, sometimes affecting to some behavior of the people.
Yeah.
So sometimes unconscious, we are see so many behaviors.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Out of the order. So how?
So everything is given in the teaching of Krishna. So by taking shelter of the Vedas, you see in the chapter 16, text 24, Krishna says that tasmat chasram pramanam te. Pramanam means that you take there is an authority. Who is the authority for what you are doing? The Shastra, the Veda should be the authority for you. Like you want to know who's your father. The right person to ask is your mother. Even your father cannot give you 100% answer. Only your mother can give you the answer. So the Vedas are like the mother. So now whatever politics or anything you do in your life, then you have to have a pramanam, you have to have an authority. Who have, where you get the authority to fight, to start the war? Who told you? So anything, you have to based on this Shastra. So the present moment people are not, relating anything to the Shastra. According to their own whimsical mind, they are fighting the war. But even Arjuna refused to fight the war because when there is a war, there are a lot of sinful reaction will come in. Because those people who are not involved with the war also get killed. The innocent people will get killed in the war for no reason. If you call me to fight with you, you and me should be fighting. Why the third person who did not call you for the fight, why he must get killed? That's why those days, when the Pandavas covered, all of them go and fight. It's not, Duryodhan called for the fight, he never go for the war. Now let's say that if Russia and Ukraine fighting, if you see Putin never go for the war, Zelensky is never go for the war. These guys are, they're sitting in their own comfortable palace and then they're enjoying everything. The innocent people are dying. So if Putin called for the war, Zelensky called for the war, two of them have to fight, not the innocent people. So there are so much of sinful reaction is going to come because unnecessary killing is going on. Prabhupada says war is inevitable in the world. Even the animals are fighting among each other for survival. But that doesn't mean that we encourage unnecessary war in the world, unauthorized. So in this way that they should have a leader, a Brahmana to advise them whether how to rule the country. That is why the Brahmana said that Satriya, they do the administration ruling, but they take the advice from the Brahmana because the Brahmanas are a neutral person. They are with the more divinely consciousness. They work for the welfare for everybody in the world. So they don't do anything for the selfish interest. In the chapter 18, text 42, Krishna mentioned about the quality of a Brahmana, samodama tapasaucham, santir arjavam mevacha, jnanam vijnanam astikyam, brahmakarma. So some of the Brahmanas are very peaceful. Dhamma, they are self-control. So when you are self-control, you can make a good decision. But if you are not self-control, you're controlled by your senses, how you make a decision here? So they should take the Brahmana considered to be the first-class gentleman, and they should be taking advice from them. But unfortunately, they themselves become a Brahmana, Vaishya, Sudra, everything they do it by themselves. They behave like a Sudra and everything,
Sometimes they thinking if you are so cool for a person or so for example no reaction, it means you are very foolish, or sometimes they think
they take advantage of you.
like to tricky behavior and make trick to sometimes more. It's sometimes it's habitant,
Yeah.
trick. So yeah.
Well, even the British time, that they wanted to recruit, soldiers and all. And they also have criticized, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj that is keeping all these boys, becoming a devotee, like a coward, He keeps them inside. They should go for the war and fight in the war, And Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj said these people are very weak, they cannot fight in the war, just leave them alone. When Prabhupada met Chaitanya, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj told Prabhupada that the politicians, change all the time, but their politics never change. If you take this fellow as a politician, he's a leader, you think he's no good, you replace him with another political group, the politicians change, but their politics never change. So you cannot expect, for any changes because, the only People are changing, but their politics never change. So unfortunately, because they don't have a good guidance in the world. That's why the Varnashram system is established very nicely. That those who are interested in money, you go and work for money. Those who are interested into welfare of the world, they work for the welfare of the world. They do not mix everything. Like Prabhupada say, you cannot engage a bull in the service of a horse. The horse got different work, the bull got different work. But today, everybody, the bull is taking the work of a horse, the horse is taking the work of a donkey. People without any qualification are sitting in position, so it creates lots of problems. Just like somebody don't know how to do cooking, and he put them, the head of the kitchen, and he mess up everything there. So that's the situation, because they do not understand, where they're situated properly. So Krishna has created, people with different quality, guna and karmas are there. And accordingly, they should be engaged in the work, in the world. But who can, tell them, whether, they're qualified to hold, any position? Only somebody, who is more, normally the gurus, they identify what is your guna and karma, because the moment you are sent to the Gurukul, the Guru studies about you. Then he knows that, you cannot remain, brahmachari, you have to get married. He knows that, you can become a preacher, you got a brahmanical quality. Then he may say, he cannot be a brahmanical quality, he can be administrative, he got a different guna. So accordingly, he find out and then put people into the right place so that they don't fight. The positions are occupied today without any qualification. Just like a policeman suddenly become a doctor. How you going to do the surgery? You will kill the patient. So without the qualification of a doctor, somebody acting, working as a doctor. So without qualification of a good politician, you are seated as a politician, because that Sukadev Goswami says that in the Kali Yuga, evam prajabir dustabir akirne siti mandale brahmavir sadra sudranam yobali bhavi. He said that the moment somebody can talk very well, they can talk very well in the public, they become the leader, they become prime minister, anything. If you can talk very well, if you can defeat the opposition party by your talk, and then you become, people vote for him. Because somebody go on the stage, they'll say, this politician is no good, he's corrupted, this and that and all. Then the people find out, he knows he's very good, so they select him. But the fellow is the same like the other fellow. Politician changes, but their politics never change.
And maybe you have heard about this. Srila Prabhupada said in the Cold War time, in the time of the USSR, and they had the Cold War together.
Yeah.
The American said, "I'm better, my way is better, better."
Mm.
The USSR said, "I'm better, my way is better." So Srila Prabhupada said, the USSR, the next life, go to the vice versa. They go to this body, they go to this body.
Yeah.
And this circle,
Yeah,
blind circle.
Prabhupada said they all claim, this is the first world country. This is the third world country. The America, they said we are the first world, superpower. They said, okay, India is the third world. But look at the activities. The first world, you do all kinds of sinful activities, drinking, womanizing, smoking, everything you do. And third class world, they are doing everything. So what's the difference now? How you become a first world, how you become a third world, your character is the same. So blindly, they've been, saying something, and they are, claiming to be the first world, but all their behavior is worse than third world. How we become a first world? So somewhere or other, it is, cheaters and cheated society. Somebody wants to get cheated and somebody is there to cheat them. So very difficult. Only hope is that, Krishna consciousness can be spread. People can take Prabhupada books, they can read the book, and they can understand that, we cannot be, taken for a ride by all these blind politicians, blind leaders. I have to protect myself. So how to get protected? I have to, come out from their cycle of protection. I have to take shelter of Krishna, take shelter of the Bhagavatam, take shelter of the pure devotees. So devotees are the only hope, Prabhupada books are the only hope. So we have to be very, dynamic in giving Krishna consciousness. You have to study the market. Today's world, how people can become a devotee, you have to study the market. And then I practically I see that, in the Western Europe world. Like yesterday we went for the Harinam there. So you're singing, so many people are dancing. You don't see like this in the Asian country. You seeing people come in the street and dance. They're very reserved, but here, they don't care. So very easy for you already. So I just see, if you go into a very, organize a big prasadam distribution. Prabhupada says, simply met the devotees by giving prasadam to them. So if you got a very good way of taking prasadam every day to these people, you make a lot of friends for your organization. Prabhupada says, if you wanted to kill an enemy, you must make friends with these people. As long as they know that you are enemy, they are very careful all the time. The moment they see you as a friend, they're not very careful, very relaxed. So you have to make friends in order to make them devotees. Sometimes we wanted to make them devotee first. Later we are thinking about friend. But here you make them a friend. Every day you must, be connected to them. Every day you are seeing them, you are giving them prasadam, and they feel you're a very nice person, and they're ready to listen to you. Why today they don't want to listen to you? Because, you and them did not establish any relationship. They don't know you, they don't trust you. That is why they wanted to keep away. So how to bring in the trust, by giving. And what we can give, book and prasadam, what will be more favorable, more they like to take. If you will keep one hand book and one hand prasadam, what they like to take, prasadam. So they are ready for prasadam, but many are not ready for the book, but many are ready for the prasadam. So why not we start from there? By taking prasadam, their heart, becomes softened. It gets ready to take the message inside. Now the heart is very, hard, very like a rock. It's not ready for the message of Krishna. So you have to melt the heart. So prasadam, another way to melt, their heart. So how to make the biggest, prasadam distribution in this part of the world? That every day, You see, in India, there are some temples, they give, a day, some temple gives 100,000 plates of prasadam. Some places they give 1 million. But of course, it's possible in India, but here you can do a different way. People like to take halwa, people enjoy the, banana halwa, orange halwa, so many kinds. It's just like, burger box, you get the burger box, you put little bit, every day you go and give 1,000, and you make friends, and slowly they will talk to you. And who can finance this thing? The Indians can finance for you. Indians can finance all your preaching work. You no need to, go around and look for money. The Indians know this is all a good job. They're very amazed. Even we see yesterday in Harinam, Indians are very amazed to see that the Europeans are sitting, with the sari, sitting and singing and everything. That they also feel shame, but they admire. Only thing is that, we have not approached them. So we have to approach them to finance our preaching work in this country. And they will give. Even each, give $20 a month, for your prasadam distribution. You can do very big already. So we have to find ways to connect, many Europeans into the Prabhupada movement. I see among the books, anything else, they like prasadam here. They take a cup and drink the dal. In Indian, we don't drink the dal. We mix the dal in the rice and eat. But here they drink the dal in one cup. They enjoy. So you have to become expert, in giving them the prasadam. That thing everybody likes. So how to connect them into our system? How to make a friend with these people? Prasadam to go. There's a machine in India, chapati making machine. 1 hour the machine makes 1,200 chapati for you. You just throw the flour, throw the water, it comes out, chapati for you. There's a small machine, makes 500 chapati for you. And you make a chapati roll. Take a small container, put 2 chapati roll, you give to people. And you can give a small brochure, saying that, how this prasadam, will soften their heart, And in this way, you can, ask them to sponsor one takeaway, just $2 you sponsor. It's good for you. So you will have a lot of people, I tell you honestly. People see this kind of work more better, than religion thing. People are more convinced about, welfare work rather than the religious activities. There are many people are thinking religion is the problem in the world. Of course there are religion are deviated for selfish interest, they become the problem. But there are real religions are there, So importantly that we got to connect ourselves. The easy way they like us to be connected is the prasadam distribution. And devotees are kept very easy, the income will be coming in, so your temple will be flourishing. Many people would like to help you on this thing because at the end of the day, the prasadam, Krishna will bless, your life because you're giving his mercy to the other people. And there are people like, so India, many places, even in Malaysia, through prasadam we make a lot of, one man, from the, outside world, now he's building one temple in his place. And that fellow don't believe anything else, Bhagavatam, this and that. He likes the prasadam. When he was small like that, he been, somebody devotee go and give prasadam there, and he likes, he was taking prasadam here and there, so he was really convinced that prasadam is good. So now the fellow is building one temple for Krishna, and then he said, all the prasadam I will sponsor. So like that, those who are eager for philosophy, we can teach them philosophy. But maximum people are like to put something nice into their mouth. There is the prasadam. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Pramanande. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yashoda? Yashoda, weißt du, wie das ausgeht? Kannst du das bedienen?
Aus?
Oder ist schon aus? Geht das auch?
Nee, nicht schon aus.
Ja?
Das Zelt.
Ja, aber wo mache ich es aus? Da?
Schwester.
Nee.
Stumm
Ich weiß es nicht.
Madrid, weißt du, wir können ausschalten.
Ah?
Ich weiß nicht, wie es auszuschalten.
Ausschalten.
Ah, das weiß ich nicht.
Ich weiß nur Ruhe.
Frag mal Ruhig.
Kannst du rufst an? Rufst du auf? Wohl, Bravo? Yes.
Wir sollen es anlassen. Ja, Ruhe macht's, aber.
Bravo, wie kann man ausschalten?